Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. Webster Tarpley here in Washington, D.C. So those European countries banning shorts is a great start. Now celebrate August 15th, and this is now going to be the anniversary. This is going to be the 40th anniversary of Nixon's destruction of the Bretton Woods system with the Camp David decisions of August 15th, 1971. We've had 40 years of descent into world economic depression, net world deindustrialization, net decline of world living standards, U.S., Europe, Japan in particular, also Soviet bloc former countries. So 40 years of floating rates. It's time to end those 40 years of floating rates. Fixed parities, and gold settlement, which does not mean the gold standard in the sense of Ron Paul's gold coin standard. It doesn't mean that in the least. Credit creation cannot be limited by somebody's fetishism of this metal or that metal. It simply means a reality principle for the settlement of trading balances at the end of a trading period, be it a year or not. We've got to correct the mistakes of the Bretton Woods system. We've got to get rid of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank and their austerity policies. And we've got to build into the new monetary system the necessity of high rates of industrial and agricultural growth worldwide, growing employment, rising standards of living, the eradication of world poverty, and above all, production. Science, technology, industry, social progress. Those are the mandates, not currency stability. That plays a role, but it's not the main thing. So on this 40th anniversary weekend of the collapse of Bretton Woods, well, on Sunday, December 7th, 1941, Japan attacked the United States at 8 o'clock in the morning, an insidious attack, unprovoked and dastardly. On Friday, August 5th, 2011, 70 years later, almost, at 8 p.m. in the evening, Standard & Poor's attacked the United States. That's the only way you can read this. This is an attack by an international financial entity on the government of the United States. And I've already called for my new version of the Tea Party, not this old Tea Party of tired-out reactionaries with hackneyed Austrian school and Friedmanite phrases, right-wing anarchists or whatever they are. The new Tea Party, Trading with the Enemy Act. And who gets hit under the Trading with the Enemy Act? Let's start with the ratings agencies, and let's go on to the international derivatives and swaps boys over there, and others. We can think of some others. Maybe the IMF, if they keep up their current antics. So the United States is now under attack. The people who did this, of course, this is a private, for-profit entity. Standard & Poor's is a subsidiary of McGraw-Hill Corporation, a right-wing publisher. It is a for-profit entity. They are deregulated. They are unaccountable. Nobody knows anything about them. They claim to be transparent. They are not. This week we saw I think he's the international president, is a guy called Sharma. And Sharma, you could see, is a British Brahmin. He is a British-trained person, I think originally from India, but mainly the British-trained is the part that counts. The British overtone to this entire thing is also stressed by the presence of this guy Beers, who is the sovereign debt boss, who is a product of the London School of Economics, and he is a devoted alumnus of the London School of Economics, a big London School of Economics identity trip. And I think he was otherwise involved with Salomon Brothers, one of the Wall Street counting houses that has succumbed over the years. Interestingly enough, the other executive in the U.S. branch of Standard & Poor's, Chambers, does not have a degree in economics, but rather in English literature, maybe in fiction writing. This process was political from beginning to end. And the question, of course, is, was there collusion? When we saw Sharma and other people come on CNBC, if they were stock touts telling you to buy this or this stock, there would be an analyst disclosure statement. Do you own the stock? Does your family own the stock? Does your company own the stock? Do you provide services for this company? Do you have any other conflict of interest? Somehow they do that for shares of common stock, but they don't do it for this deregulated, uncontrollable, out-of-control entity which is attacking the United States. Now, fortunately, the news this morning is that something is moving even in the United States, even in the land of free market predators and neo-feudalists gone wild. The Securities and Exchange Commission is investigating Standard & Poor's for insider trading before, during, and after their attack on the United States. Great. Any way you can do it, do it. Naturally, our admiration goes out above all to Michele Ruggiero, the hero of our times, the man of the hour. Michele Ruggiero, judge from the small southwest Italian city of Trani. Last Wednesday, the day after the U.S. Senate and Obama wrapped up the debt monstrosity, Michele Ruggiero showed the rest of the world the way. This is a small local prosecutor with limited resources, but he went to the city of Milan, the stock capital of Italy, and raided the offices of Standard & Poor's and Moody's. And I've got a copy of the indictment here, the search warrant. He's got 4 names on there. We'll go through them as time permits, maybe in next week. But it is to get the documents. He seized a whole bunch of documents, and the question is, what are they doing? And he's got complaints from consumer organizations in Italy, so he's carrying out a raid. That's the way to go. That's the way to put the fear of God into Standard & Poor's and Moody's. Now let's contrast the pathetic, wimpy, cowardly Wall Street puppet Obama and his Attorney General, Eric Holder, a worthless functionary if there ever was one. What have they done so far? So far, absolutely nothing. The Securities and Exchange Commission is an independent agency. Where's the grand jury to investigate Standard & Poor's and the other agencies? Now, Moody's and Fitch seem to have realized that Standard & Poor's have gone a bridge too far with this, right? This blatant public assault on the United States and its people is not going to go down very easily. So, and we can see now with the Securities and Exchange Commission doing something. There's also one of the Senate committees, Senate Banking or Senate Finance, is going to do an investigation of Standard & Poor's. Watch out for that as a likely cover-up. The Senate also sometimes gets involved so that they can prevent criminal prosecution. So timely that the SEC gets involved. Now, they, of course, will have to make criminal referrals to the Department of Justice to get anywhere, and that's exactly the direction we should be going in. The pretext for all this was furnished by the lunatic ideologues of the Tea Party. Without those fanatics, S&P would not have had the political cover to do what they did. So they were the smokescreen for this particular sneak attack. We'll be back in a minute.